All right, so remember, we're working our way up to, so yesterday we did solving with one step. So we either added a number to both sides and it was done. We subtracted a number from both sides and it was done. We multiplied by a number and it was done, or we divided by a number and it was done. Okay? We're working our way up to solving more complicated equations like this one. Okay? Right? So in order to do that, we got to come up with some guidelines and some things. And we started that process yesterday. So today what I want to do is I want to take a moment. I want to do a little bit of a warm-up, 2 quick warm-ups. I'm only going to give you maybe 2 minutes to do these, but 2 quick warm-ups here for you. Go for it. All right, so remember that our goal is to get the variable, in this case it's x, in both cases it's actually x. Our goal is to get the variable all by its lonesome. What is the mathematical operation that's going on in number 1? Multiplication. So what's the opposite of multiplication? Division. Okay, so I have to divide by what? The kicker here is I've got to divide by -3 because that's what the number was in front of the x. The coefficient of x was -3. Yesterday we were seeing a lot of people adding 3 there, and we were also seeing people just dividing by +3. Okay? And so we have to divide by -3 there. So on the left side, -3 divided by -3 makes it go away. That's why we did it. Okay? So then that gives me x. And +18 divided by -3. -6. Okay? How do we check our work? And then hopefully in the end we get +18. So if I put in -6 into this equation, negative times a negative is a positive, so that part's good. And 3 times 6 is 18. So it does work out. Okay? All right. Over here again, dividing by -3, because that's going to cancel there. Leaves me with x equals. Now this time, what's the answer going to be? +6. Okay? Because now we've got a negative divided by a negative. That's going to be +6. Checking it again too. Negative times a positive is negative. 3 times 6 is still 18. Okay? All right. So yesterday we talked about the goal of solving an equation, or solving an equation is to get the variable by itself. Just have, oops, I forgot the L in self. Just having you write these down more, because then that's going to make it transfer over into long-term memory even more. Yeah, what do we do with them? That's the formula tab. No, but I can print out one. Okay, yeah. What was the golden rule of algebra from yesterday? Whatever we do to one side of the equation, we must do to the other. And the kicker here is this must. Okay, yes, we must do that to the other side. And then we have to think opposite operations. What's the opposite of addition? Subtraction. Opposite of subtraction. Addition. Opposite of multiplication. Division. Opposite of division is multiplication. Yes. 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 All right. So now here's some new notes, okay? So when we're solving equations, okay, and even the more advanced we go, but even right now in the basic ones, we're going to work our PEMDAS, our order of operations. We're going to work those backwards. Okay? So we're going to do adding and subtracting first. Then we're going to do multiplication and division. Then we're going to do exponents. We're going to work those order of operations backwards. Okay? Now, right below that, you have the 5 steps to solving an equation. Okay? And we're going to fill those in as we go along, as we get more and more involved with more complicated equations. We'll fill more of those in. So for right now, we don't have anything for the first line. So you can just leave that first line blank right now. We'll figure that out later on. Same for the second line. Same for the third line. Okay? So we're going to jump right into the fourth line. So we're going to work our steps. And our steps are going to be, we are going to clear any addition or subtraction. Actually, we'll say any adds or subtracts. We're going to clear those out. Okay? How do we clear those out? We're going to clear those out by doing the opposite. So if we're adding 5, we're going to subtract 5 from both sides. If the problem says -7, we're going to add 7 to both sides. We're going to clear any adds or subtracts first. Okay? Then, today what we're going to do now is then we're going to clear any multiplies or divides. Now, this may seem a little goofy for you, okay? But we'll get to it, okay? We're going to skip numbers 1 and 2 down there at the bottom of your page because those are single step ones. We already did 2 warm-ups just like that. We're good with those. Let's go right into number, why did mine jump to 5? Well, maybe 3 and 4 are on the back side, way down here. Oh, there they are. Put A down at the bottom. Silly lids. Okay? So, the first thing that we got to clear out is anything being added or subtracted. We still want to get it so that we have n equals some number. That's still our goal. But in order to do that now, we first need to clear this +1. We got to get rid of that plus or minus whatever first. Okay? Again, if you choose to put the line right down the middle of your paper or of your equal sign, that's totally fine. You don't have to, but some people do. Okay? All right, so how am I going to clear that +1? We're going to subtract 1. And where am I going to subtract 1 from? Both sides, exactly, because the golden rule of algebra says that whatever I do to one side, I've got to do to the other side. So now if I subtract 1 from the left side, I've got 2 times n plus 1 minus 1. What is plus 1 minus 1? 0 goes away. That's why we're doing it. We want it to go away. So what's left over on this left side? 2n is left over. Okay? All right? And that's going to equal, what's the right side? What's 13 minus 1? 12. So that's going to equal 12. Okay? Now, yesterday, that would have been done. We would have been done. Right? Because we only had one step solving. But today, we still don't have our variable all by its lonesome. It needs to be all by itself. So we still got this 2 attached to it. Well, what's the mathematical operation going on here with the 2 and the n? Multiplication. So what's the inverse of multiplication, or the opposite of multiplication? Division. So I'm going to divide both sides here by 2. Okay? 2 divided by 2. Not 0. 1, right? Okay? Times n. 1 times n is 1n, or just n, what I'm looking for. Okay? 12 divided by 2. 6. Okay? So now yesterday in my class, if you had the privilege of having me yesterday in class, we said we did our work. That was our first thing that we had to do. We had to do our work. What did we say the second thing that we had to do was yesterday? Where we at? We got to check our answer. So we're going to plug our answer back in to our original equation, and hopefully we get 13 equals 13. Okay? So in order of operations now, in our check step, our order of operations goes back to normal. Okay? We're not working it in reverse. Okay? So 2 times 6 is how much? 12. 12 plus 1 is how much? 13. And is 13 equal to 13? Yeah. So our second thing that we do, first we do our work. Second, we check our work. And then yesterday for my class, what did we say our third thing was? Why do we circle it? So it's easier to find 1, but we also want to brag about our work, right? Because we know we got it right. We want people to know, yeah, I did that. I got it right. Boom, there you go. With me? Okay? Let's try number 4 together. What's the first thing that we're going to do in number 4? We're going to add 2 to both sides. Yeah, this one I'm going to do without putting on the line down the middle, just so we see what that would look like too. Okay? So if I add 2 to the left side, what do I have left? Or what's left over there? Where you at, Molly? Y over 3. Yeah. If I add 2 to the right side, What do I have? 3? 7. I like 7 better. Yep, I like 7 better. So we have 7 over there. Okay. Now what do we do? What mathematical operation is going on with what? Division. What's the opposite of division? Multiplying. So what am I going to multiply both sides by? By 3. Yes. The 3's cancel each other out because that's what we wanted it to do, leaving me with just y. 3 times 7. 21? All right, so we did our work. What do we got to do next? We got to check our work, okay? So we've got 21 divided by 3. What's 21 divided by 3? 7. 7 minus 2 is 5. Oops, 7 minus 2 is 5 equal to 5. Yeah, that is. So now we can circle our answer and we can brag about the fact, heck yeah, we solved that. Yeah, buddy. Okay? Pick 2 of 5, 6, 7, and 8. So I need 2 numbers between 5 and 8. Give me 2 numbers. And I only, so 8. 8 I like. Which one? 5, 6, or 7? 5? Okay, so we're doing 5 and 8. Okay, so do 5 and 8 right now for me. Start with the line down the middle. Okay, what am I going to do first? What am I going to clear first in this one? The 7? Okay, so is the 7 positive or is the 7 negative? Positive, so how am I going to move it to the other side? I'm going to subtract 7 from both sides. Yep. Subtract 7 from both sides. And then that's going to give me this 7 minus 7, that's going to go away. That's why I'm doing it. It's going to give me negative 6x equals what? What's the right side going to be if I subtract 7 from it? 4 minus 7. What kind of 3? Negative, because the 7 is bigger, right? Yeah, so then that's going to be negative 3. Okay? Now, what mathematical operation am I doing with negative 6? And x. Sorry, I forgot to say the and the x part. What am I doing with negative? What's happening with negative 6 and x? What are they doing? You have 4 choices. Add, subtract, multiply, or divide. What are those two doing? What are negative 6 and x doing? They're multiplying. So how do what's the opposite of multiplication? Division. So I got to divide both sides here by negative 6. Okay. On the left side, I just get x. Because that's why I did what I did. Okay. On the right side, what is negative 3 divided by negative 6? First off, negative divided by a negative. That'd be a positive. Okay? So that's a positive. We like that. Okay? 3 over 6. Can my fraction 3 over 6 be reduced? What can I divide both of them by? 3. Okay? So I can divide 3 by 3, and I can divide 6 by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 6 divided by 3 is 2. So my answer there is 1/2. Not 0.5, 1/2. Okay? We're fractions. Alright? Now, I should check my work to make sure that I did my work right. So I've got 7 minus 6 times 1/2, and that's got to equal 4. Okay? 6 times 1/2. That's going to be like 6 over 1 times 1 over 2 is going to be like 6 over 2. What is 6 divided by 2? 3. So then this is 7 minus 3. 7 minus 3 is 4, and 4 is equal to 4. So now we can be excited that we got it right. Okay? Number 8. What am I going to do first? How am I going to get rid of the 6? Let's subtract the 6 from both sides. Yep. That's going to leave me with 4c on this side and negative 10 on that side. What's the mathematical operation going on with 4 and c? Multiplication, so I have to divide by 4. That's going to give me c equals, so now I've got the fraction negative 10 over 4. Can that be reduced? What can I divide into both of them? 2. Okay. So if I divide 10 by 2 and 4 by 2, that gives me what? Well, what kind of 5 over 2? Negative, because it's still going to be negative. Yep, so we've got negative 5 halves there. Okay, let's check it. Four over 1 times negative 5 over 2 would be negative 20 over 2. What is negative 20 divided by 2? Negative 20 divided by 2. Negative 10? Negative 10 plus 6. Negative 4, yep, because we start at negative 10, we go up 6 spots. We're at negative 4. Is negative 4 equal to negative 4? Yes, it is. Shabam. There we go.